All right. Hey, everybody. I am so sorry. I'm having a hell of a night. I am in an Airbnb somewhere in Illinois. I am on the road, boots on the ground. We have the regular show going, and you can't hear me. You can't hear me? Oh, fuck me in the. Uh-oh. Hell, can you guys wave? Anybody wave? No? Nobody hears me. Nobody hears me. All right. Well, that's
Hi, everybody.
so you still can't hear me? Nothing?
No, I hear you now. You sound good now.
Oh my God. What the hell? Technical difficulties from hell. What
Hi,
the hell?
everybody.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good to see you. Forget about it.
Look, here's the deal.
It's going down again.
It's going down? Oh,
Yeah, it's you started talking. It's turning you down now.
I'm going to come in as a guest.
Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Great to see you. I hope you're all having a great day today. It is the weekend. It's exciting. We got the boss man back with us tonight again. It truly is. And don't worry. We will be joined by Logan, JJ, 1-1, and Miss Robin as well tonight, guys. Just so you know, he's just having some technical difficulties. The joys of traveling when you don't have all your equipment that you normally have in studio. It tends to cause problems. So he'll get it right. But come on in, guys. Grab a seat. Please hit that like button and share this out. There's Miss Robin. Hello, Miss Robin.
Yes.
How are you?
All right. How are you?
I am doing.
It's always something.
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
Yes.
I am glad to hear it.
Of course.
Oh, well, he's backstage now. Hopefully.
No, it's weird. It was almost like what there he is. Yeah. Remember what was going on with you before, where you were talking and it was just turning you down slowly? It's
yeah.
Like that's the same thing that happened to him.
And it may still happen because I can't seem to join just as a guest. It's joining me back with all the resources, and that's probably the problem. So how is the sound at the moment?
You sound good.
It's fine.
All right. Well, I'm super sorry, guys, for the all the technical difficulties.
It's starting to go down
here
now.
Here we go again. Hang on.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Say something, Lee.
Turned up.
Oh, there he goes.
Well, anyhow, so we'll just keep on going here. How was your day for being at Friday the 13th?
It was good. Good. I had a headache all day, but besides that, it was good. No complaints here.
Okay, good. Well, I'll
How
go
about
ahead
yours?
and bring up Ms. Logan to the stage here. How are you doing today?
So good. How are you guys?
Wonderful.
We're
Bros and
good.
hoes.
Yes, Frozen
Road
House.
Host.
It's Friday the 13th. We have a unfortunate anniversary today, but that's why we're all here as well.
That's right.
Because of crime. Yep. But it is Friday the 13th. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
That's right.
Yep.
Very interesting few days we're going to have here.
And you know, it's wild. I didn't even realize they were premiering that show, the Verdict Room, on Valentine's Day. I didn't realize that till I was making the thumbnail for it. So.
Well, I'm just happy I won't be getting VD on VD because I'll be in the verdict room. So
so you're going to get VR on VD instead of VD or VD. That's awesome. Perfect.
That's the plan.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yes, I'm excited.
Hey.
Okay.
What's up, chat? How's everybody's Friday evening?
Yep.
It's warmed up here.
Right, I'm going to go ahead and bring up JJ here.
JJ in the heezy.
JJ.
What's up, everybody?
How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? What's up to the denizens, the meatballs?
We are doing great.
The believers and the mods.
Woo, woo.
And I saw her face.
Happy Friday the 13th, everybody.
That's right. I've been wanting to sing that. You need to make that like a a version of that your theme song, since you are the believer.
I should.
And one of these nights, one of these days, JJ, when you come in, when somebody says, "How are you?" you're gonna have to say, "Dynamite."
Dynamite.
You just dynamite. Dynamite.
That's
For those of you that
good
didn't
for
get
us
that, that's from Good
old
Time.
folks.
Yes, JJ Walker.
There
Welcome
we
back,
go.
sir.
Is this going to be any better? I wonder. I don't know. We'll have to wait until
So
I can
far.
talk for. Well, yeah, but I get 5 minutes or 2 minutes before they shut me down, right?
It's good so far.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you guys say without me? Since I didn't get to do any of my monologue or any of that stuff, how you guys doing?
Good.
We were just chit chatting a little bit till you were back.
I told
I appreciate.
Logan
Yeah.
told us that she doesn't want to get VD on BD, so she's going to get VR on BD. So we came to that conclusion. The verdict room is tomorrow night, and that's VR instead of VD. So, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Is he frozen
Every single-
for real? Or
I think he froze. There we go.
No,
Okay,
his
now
head
you're
moved.
moving.
And I
Wow,
told
I
Jay-
can't do much. Yeah.
TA, man, he's running up against it tonight.
the internet is not working with him.
No.
Come on, what's the story? Airbnbs don't know they need to have good internet.
Yeah,
But
what's
this-
the matter with that? He
They
might just
charge
have
so
to go
much
off
money.
his cell phone
you
network.
know,
I
that
don't
should
know.
be
No
a
idea.
bare minimum.
I am on my cell phone right now. I'll get better service on my cell phone and 5G than this fucking B&B. Sorry, pardon my French. Now I'm just getting irritated.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. That's all right.
It's dynamite.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting better speeds on my cellular network than I am on the at the Airbnb. That's 2 Airbnbs. And by the way, don't go if you're a streamer and rent an Airbnb without clarifying what they mean by high-speed internet. 50 megabytes per
Right.
second or 26 megabytes per second is not high-speed internet. I'm sorry.
No, it is not.
No.
All right, are we holding steady, or do we think we have a chance at this, or no?
Well, let's go. Let's do it. We're gonna do it live.
Do
We
it
need
live.
You want me to
more.
bring
We
up
need
one?
one more.
1-1's not here. Yeah, it was 1-1. All right.
One
Oh, that's
more.
probably gonna crash. That's probably
One
gonna
more.
crash my system.
1-1 in the easy.
The
Well-
his house.
Oh,
Evening.
good evening.
It's the
Hello.
whiz on one into his house.
Yeah.
Wonder if I could talk that way through an entire stream one time. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
I'd probably end up going to the hospital or something from like messing with my own head or something,
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and read us in 1-1, or
Sure.
how about her?
Is it good to be alive in the den
Always.
on a Friday night? It's Friday night, right?
For
Yeah,
Friday
it is
I
night.
Friday.
forget the
yes.
days. I forget the
Halloween.
nights. I
Friday
don't
the
know.
13th night.
We're part of the Matrix, and it's Friday the 13th. So
Hell yes.
Juliana, Jackson, hope you're feeling better. And to my beautiful wife, love you guys. There's a moment right before certainty where the truth still has room to move. This is Devil's Advocates, not a place for conclusions, a place for hesitation. Tonight, we return to stories that refuse to stay buried beneath official language and confident explanations. In Idaho, 4 lives ended inside a house that should have been safe. The Idaho 4 didn't just become a case, they became a timeline the public was told to accept. But timelines don't breathe, people do. And when you slow this one down, when you stop rushing toward closure, you start to feel where the narrative tightens too quickly. Certain movements feel assumed, certain gaps feel intentional, and certain questions are treated like they've already been answered, even when they haven't. Then there's the other rupture, not hidden in a college town, but seated behind a bench. Judge Kevin Mullins, a man meant to represent order, a system meant to stand above chaos, until chaos reached up anyway. When a judge is killed, it changes the conversation. Not loudly, quietly. It reminds us that authority doesn't erase danger and justice doesn't come with immunity. Tonight isn't about outrage. It's about friction, the tension between what we're told and what doesn't quite sit right. Here, we don't argue innocence or guilt. We question confidence. Because the most dangerous thing in any investigation is the moment everyone decides the story is finished. So slow down, listen differently. Because some truths don't reveal themselves in answers, they reveal themselves in doubt. This is Devil's Advocates, where certainty is challenged and the uncomfortable questions are the ones worth asking. And with that, live from New York, it's Friday night.
Woo woo.
Woohoo! I hope I can talk.
Forget about it. It's a full game.
All right. So what do we do? Do we have sound, or am I muted, or what the hell have we got going on?
You sound good
Yeah,
right
Yeah,
now.
you're okay.
You
I
sound
sound good at the
fine
moment.
now.
All right. So I will try to share a few things. My quote unquote vacation, if you want to call it that, is almost over. I've been boots on the ground through Letcher County, Kentucky, all over Kentucky, actually. Also Indiana, Delphi, Indiana. Today I spent the day at the 9-year anniversary date of Abigail Williams and Liberty German's death in 2017. We went to the Monon High Bridge. There were some flowers put out there, memorial. People were coming out with balloons and letting balloons out a little bit. It was very, very muted. Not a lot of people there, but there was ribbons around town as well. We went to a park named after the girls. You know, what's the official name of it? Is it Liberty German? I can't remember the name of the park. The one that's dedicated to the girls. We went there, got a lot of footage. By the way, I got some great drone footage of the area. Went past Ron Logan's house where the girls' bodies were found on his property. I don't know who was standing outside, but somebody was standing in the yard watching us drive by a couple times on Ron Logan's property. So that was a little interesting. Of course, Ron Logan is no longer with us. He passed in prison, right, from COVID. But the bodies were found on his property, technically. So it's kind of a somber thing. It's Friday the 13th or whatever. But I just wanted to remind everybody that I wasn't just on vacation. I'm doing work. I've been talking to locals, especially in the Letcher County stuff. I will tell you this, the Mickey Steins Letcher County case, as I've said before, my 100% conviction is that county is a mess, and I would be terrified to live there, much less I'm terrified just to even visit. Delphi, not so much. Delphi doesn't have a creepy vibe to it, but I'll tell you, Letcher County, and it was funny because I will tell you this, and I want to make sure that I'm not making allegations, but I have heard stories and rumors of corrupt city police, corrupt sheriff's department, and corrupt Kentucky State Police. So there's literally no one in law enforcement to go to. If you found yourself pulled over, you can't call one of the other law enforcement agencies and say, hey, I'm a little bit terrified about this law enforcement, because every single one of those departments in that county, everybody thinks everyone in every one of those law enforcement departments is corrupt. Maybe, of course, you get good cops in there, but there are apparently rumors about murders and cover-ups by every single police law enforcement agency there. City police, sheriff's department in the county, as well as the state police. And so if the rumors are to be told, I would be terrified to call for help in that county. That's a sad thing. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of share that like I said, there's horrific stories that we'll tell as we vet them. Those of you who know me, I try to vet the stories before I tell you. So I'm doing some public records requests on a couple of suspicious murders. I worked up the nerve, by the way, and I worked up the nerve to walk into the sheriff's department right there. We actually went into the courthouse where Mickey Steins was shot and saw the office, I believe, where he was shot at. It looked very, very much like the same exact office. It's a tiny, tiny courthouse. Everything there is packed tight. And I eventually just kind of worked up the nerve to go into the sheriff's office and ask about 3 suspicious murders. And that didn't go so well. Bottom line is, one of the responses, and it's funny because I'm glad that I didn't take my wife, because if I took my wife, she would have probably said something nasty to the guy who might have been the actual sheriff. I didn't, like a dumbass, I didn't read his nameplate to see who the hell I was talking to, like some kind of dumbass. And by the way, on the website, not a single photo of any of the officers. Like, there's no names, there's no photos. You can't verify who the officers are by going to their website. Like, a lot of times you can go, here's officer so-and-so, here's the sheriff. There's nothing. The website got nothing. Crazy. It's just like, it's absolutely nuts. But anyways, I asked him about 3 suspicious murders, or I didn't call them murders because the department has listed them all as non-murders. They're just shit happens. That's basically what it falls down to. Shit happens. And so basically I asked about one, and how do I word this? I asked about one suspicious murder that the way I worded it, the guy acknowledged that he knew exactly what I was talking about, but it's not the official story. It's hard to explain. They ruled it basically an accident, and I worded it not as an accident, and he knew exactly what I was talking about, but he said that he didn't have any paperwork on it. Just like, no.
Uh-oh, hang on.
You're silent, DA.
Yeah, the system's muting me. The system's muting me. Yeah. So anyways, one of the answers he gave me, just to cut to the chase, because I realize I'm talking a long time, was I asked him about one particular suspicious death that happened. Huh?
Your sound went out.
Do you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we hear you. We hear you.
Yeah. So Rhonda's on delay behind me, so she heard me when they lost it. Yeah, that she's gonna have to not. She's on delay, so she doesn't realize I got it back. Anyways, I asked him about a suspicious murder from about 15 years ago, and his response was, well, I wasn't working here 15 years ago. And I was like, and I let it go, but my wife's like, they don't have fucking computers? Like, you can't look that shit up? Like, your answer is, well, I wasn't here 15 years ago. That's your answer of you don't have anything on that case because you weren't working here 15 years ago? I just kind of let it go because I determined it was a waste of my time to be there.
To translate that, what that truly meant was, I'm not going to help you. I don't want to help you, period.
Right,
So.
right. That's exactly what that was. And so I just kind of decided it was futile and a waste of my time and a waste of his time. So I just left. But man, that county's a mess. It feels like it's a mess. But who knows?
Sounds like it.
The locals are terrifying. I'll tell you, the locals are terrifying.
Well, yeah. And for you to be there, you're not anywhere near your home, or if there'd have been any kind of trouble, that was nerve-wracking for sure, I'll bet.
Yeah, because it was funny because for the first time, I think I got a little bit of an anxiety attack. And have you ever let your mind run away with you about a scenario? Like, you're thinking, what if I got into this situation? What would I do? And I had a thing. It was like, what if I felt unsafe, and I felt like if I leave this area, I'm going to get tailed by a cop and I'm going to get pulled over on a dark road. So I could call the Kentucky State Police. Oh no, I can't, because allegations are they're in on it. Oh well, I can call the city. No, I can't call the city police because rumors they're in it. Like, I can't call the sheriff because rumors. Like, I realized there's fucking no one you can call for help. Like, there's no one, because you can't trust any of those. And if you were to say, like, I'm terrified for my life, like, it probably won't necessarily be, it might fall, it depends on who you got and whether it falls on deaf ears or not.
At that point, I mean, out there, I mean, you don't have any, you might have to call JJ, get a hold of CIA. Jesus Christ. I mean, everybody else is already covered over.
I am thinking, dude, can you get your CIA buddies to come help me out of this mess? I think I'm in trouble.
Right.
Just tell them you're CIA.
There you go.
And if they say, well, do you have any identification? Say, I'm not that kind of a CIA employee.
I don't need identification.
We don't carry IDs.
Right. Yeah, I might even be able to bullshit myself out of that a little bit, because I do have some knowledge about the security clearances. I might be able to bullshit myself out of some of that, but I don't know. It depends.
There you go. So. There you go.
See, what you tell them is, you say, I am on an operation and you're on camera right now. And they say, what do you mean? Where's your camera? No. You don't
Wouldn't you like to
understand.
know?
You're on camera right now.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Jamie McCready, for the 1999. I appreciate you so much. She's really into the Kurt Cobain case, by the way. So that's
Nice.
yes.
That's why
Oh.
people think you are CIA, JJ, because you can do that with an absolute straight face and don't even fucking blink, bro. That's why people think that. I'm telling you.
Oh, I'm so proud to have that moniker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I told a story today. I got a story to tell you, if you guys don't mind. It's a little bit. I'll try to be brief. I actually got someone inadvertently. Listen to this. I'm going to be careful because I'm going to say it a little bit shocking, but I'm going to tell you the story. I basically got somebody killed because they thought I was a Fed. And I'll tell you how it happened.
What?
I know. I shit you not. So I was doing the James Holmes investigation back in 2012, the shooting in Aurora, Colorado. And I had a security clearance at the time. And I decided that I wanted to create a 3D model of the shooting in the theater and lay out where the victims were shot, each person, and kind of like recreate the crime scene. Somebody online had already done that. A YouTuber by the name of Thomas Brinkley, it was his name on YouTube, had already done it. And he had a panel of guys, and they were going through this 3D model they used like in SketchUp to create the thing. So I reached out to them and said, dude, I've been wanting to do this. I've been spending all this time trying to build it. You've already built it. Let's do a collaboration together where I use your model and we can talk about the crime scene and I can share my theories and whatever, but we'll use your model. They said, this is a great idea. And then I did the dumb thing. I said, by the way, full disclosure, because some people are a little sketchy, I've got a security clearance. I work with intelligence agency, but I'm just an IT guy. They then basically kicked me off and went and made videos. It's on the internet right now. Devil's Advocates is a Fed. Watch out for this guy. He's trying to compromise all of us, whatever. Then the guy got paranoid, that same guy, and he said, the Feds are after me. They're watching me. He freaked out. He went to a university, stabbed the professor, then got into a police chase and jumped out of the car at a Best Buy with a hatchet in his hand, and they gunned him down and killed him in the parking lot after basically saying, the Feds are after me because he thought I was a Fed going after him just because they told him I had a security clearance.
You don't tell people that, DA.
No, you probably shouldn't tell that story, bro. You guys have a great night. It's nice being here tonight. I'll see you guys later.
Look, I just believe in transparency. I wanted the guy to know, like, look, the full disclosure. Like, I just don't want you to find out later and start going, oh, this guy's been hiding from the fact that, not like full disclosure, dude. I'm just an IT guy. Oh, whatever. They're after me. And I'm like, that just happened. That just really happened.
There's your problem, though. Like, some people are, like, you could tell people like us this story, and most of the people in here, there's some people out there you can't say things like that to because that kind of shit happens.
Yeah.
Good Lord, bro. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Can I share a crazy, funny story with you guys?
I would love it.
That's
Okay.
what tonight we're doing.
You guys tell me what you think about this. I'm not going to tell you what I think, but
Bronx is telling a story too.
About 12, 13 years ago, when I first moved back to Colorado, I was single. I had just gotten out of a 4-year relationship. I moved to Colorado. And, I was back in the area after being gone for a long time. So I was on dating sites, right? And so, I live more in the mountains and stuff. So there's not as many people. But so most of the people that you would see, that I would see on these dating sites, were women in Denver, in the Denver area, which is about, it's over 100 miles away from me. So this was, I wouldn't say it was really early in the dating site days, but it was much more primitive than it is now. And back then, there were rumors that people actually had, like, the dating sites had people from the dating sites posing as people on the site. Now that's not a big stretch. We know that kind of stuff happens. And at one point I was communicating with this one woman, and at one point I got her to admit to me that she worked for the company, right?
Yeah.
She was a marketing person for the company. So after that, I was really suspicious. So if I would get somebody that was acting weird and saying shit that seemed a little suspect, I would say, are you a Confederate? And if you know like anything about psychology research, a Confederate is somebody who's working with the experimenters posing as a participant.
Yeah.
So I would say stuff like that. And then it evolved into me saying, are you a spook for the company? Right. So you guys out there, if you don't know, a spook is slang for a CIA operative, right?
Yeah.
After I said that, it was August. It was the middle of the summer. I got a little pop-up on the top of my phone. Like I'd never gotten a little pop-up from a dating site before. I didn't have like notifications on or anything. And it said, it had a picture of a ghost, like a little cartoon of a ghost. And it said, come join us for a spooky good time. And this was like, you would think something like Halloween. You would see on maybe Halloween, they would do a promotion. This was the middle of the summer. Me being conspiratorial, I just thought I got a big kick out of that. Do you think they were playing me or what?
I know.
Look, if you live in this world, you start reinterpreting everything that people do, and you're like, "Is that motherfucker trying to send a message to me? Is that a subtle message?" And so I live in that world. I know what you're talking about.
But I mean, what are the chances of that? I've never one time ever had gotten a little pop up on the top of my phone, like the app hijacked my phone, and come join us for a spooky good time in the middle of the summer. I just thought that was trippy. Anyway, I just had to put that out there.
And your story, I mean, I don't want to digress, but I almost can't help it. But your story reminded me when you started out about women posing that are part of the company, posing to be clients, kind of thing. Did you see the Ashley Madison special that was on Netflix a while back? That was like 3-part episode about Ashley Madison and their crash, and they talked all about that whole.
I saw that. Yeah,
that was a really good special. Crazy stuff. Anyways, but I digress. Hey, does anybody else have any stories about almost being called out or getting somebody killed because they thought you were a Fed or a spook or whatever?
Nope.
No, it's just me. It's just me. It's just me.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
yeah. I'm pretty.
Yeah, we. My wife and I lived for a period of time where we were a little terrified. By the way, as another aside about that same time, Jonathan Lee Riches, JLR, I ran into him for the first time back in those days with the James Holmes thing. He was much different back then than he is today, and so I'll leave it at this. He spooked the hell out of me when I first heard about who he was back when I was doing that thing. And then a decade goes by and I'm doing true crime again. And I go and I realize he's a big YouTuber and everybody knows who JLR is. I'm like, holy shit, that's the same guy? That's Jonathan Lee Riches that I fucking ran into 12 years ago? It was crazy stuff. But
where did you run into him?
Didn't I just say I wasn't going to cover that story? Did you know that Jonathan Lee Riches is actually in the record book as the most litigious man in America? Did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, most litigious. He's filed more lawsuits against people than anybody. He's literally got the record for most litigious man in America. So,
including himself, he sued himself one time.
That's amazing.
You sued yourself. The dude's a mess.
Yeah, let me be careful how I say it.
Did he have a?
I was a blogger.
Deposition on both.
I'll leave the story kind of a little bit ambiguous. I was a blogger. I wasn't a YouTuber. I was a blogger. So I was just writing. And Jonathan Lee Riches reached out to me. I didn't know who he was. He said, "Hey, I'm Jonathan Lee Riches. I follow the case that you're following, and I have some insider information if you want it about this case." I'll leave it at this. The information he was willing to give me, I thought, how the fuck did you get that? That's illegal. There's no way you could have got that. So I started to look into him and found out that he had just recently got released from prison, that he had a record for doing shit. And I was like, oh shit, like while I'm super tempted to know what he has, I know that he had to have done that illegally, so I'm out. And then I got kind of terrified because I saw him doing a video on Sandy Hook. And he was doing some batshit crazy stuff, like driving around a cemetery with little dolls and stuff and making fun of the kids and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's nothing. He's going to kill me. And so I just distanced myself. And then now all of a sudden he looks kind of more straight-laced and doing regular investigations and looks a little bit more.
The Sandy Hook stuff is when he got in trouble again. That's what got him in trouble. And then after that, he went pretty much straight-laced after that. So
yeah, he seems much different today than he was when I kind of got introduced to him. So
yeah, he did something there that I didn't think I could ever get over, but I did, because I'll say this much with him: like when there's stuff going on, like Danilo Cavalcante, the manhunt for him, and this stuff with Nancy Guthrie and stuff like that, he offers his live stream, boots on the ground, to everybody that wants to stream it. Tells everybody to put it out, so on and so forth. There's a lot of people don't do stuff like that, so I'll give him that much. But
yeah, like even today, I feel like I wouldn't have a problem talking to him. At the time, I was kind of a little bit terrified about him because I thought he was really, really unstable. But now I'm kind of like, it's JLR. It's what he does. So
he's always I always wondered if he was like on the spectrum or something, because he doesn't like react like most people do. Like he'll do something really funny, but he's not trying to be funny. He's trying to be serious, and it's funny as shit. And then and reverse that too. Like he's trying to be serious, and it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Like, oh, buddy, I don't know what you're doing here, but
watching him with the Idaho forest stuff, like he's like, now look, this is the fraternity, and they're here. Look,
we've always made fun of him.
I'm gonna go knock on their door. Yeah.
We've made fun of the fact, like, we could be covering a new case, and I'm like, just wait, guys, wait a few minutes, and JLR is going to pop out of the tree over there somewhere, because that's what he does. He just appears everywhere. It's hilarious.
Didn't he get run out of the King Road residence area?
The dude with the flags on his truck, like, was threatening to take his life. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then he had that guy arrested on live on camera. The guy got arrested. I was like, Jesus Christ, JLR, what are you doing now?
He got the guy arrested that was threatening him?
Yes, right there. He got arrested live on camera.
That's crazy.
He was like living in that area during that time, and he
was staying over there for a while. Yeah,
creeping around the town everywhere, like talking about people that worked at restaurants and different people. And like I watched some of his videos where it was like 3 a.m, 4 a.m, and he's walking around and he's
freaking people out,
just like it's the middle of the day. He's walking around in between buildings. Like I'd be like, dude, he reminds. Have a self-awareness, man. You're walking, like creeping around people's doors. It's like 4 a.m. It was just a quadruple homicide here.
He reminds me in some ways right. He reminds me in some ways of Jason Estes, because he's kind of bald and kind of like super like full of energy, right in your face kind of thing. And I was like, there's like some similarities with the way those guys. But anyways, it was interesting at the time of my life, and it was funny because, like I said, I was just blogging. Never expected to be back doing YouTube again. And I never expected to run into him after this. By the way, I'm learning cool things on this trip. I have never had. I guess Indiana is famous for tenderloins. They pound the hell out of these tenderloins and make them like the size of a dinner plate, and they put this little tiny bun in the middle of it, like it's like a hamburger, but like it's like a little tiny bun with a plate-sized tenderloin that's been pounded out and breaded. But it was delicious, and apparently it's their thing, so that was cool.
That's not keto. That's not keto approved.
Sir. I'm trying to work myself back to the keto, but I'm carb addicted again. It's horrible. I got to get back into the protein and off the carbs. It's killing me. It's killing me.
My wife lost 115 pounds on keto, and how she stuck with it, I have no idea, because by week 3, I was ready to like kill somebody. Literally.
I lost 100. I lost 140 pounds I did keto and intermittent fasting.
Yeah, and that's what I did. I lost over 100 pounds the same way. Intermittent fasting. Yeah, for sure.
Fasting is the key. It's really, really good for you.
Thank you, Ange.
Oh, by the way, Ange K, hold that up on screen. Ange K.
Wait a minute. Let me get it back.
Just to let you know, because now that you've mentioned it, Ange K actually met us in Delphi and went around with us and treated my wife and I to lunch. So thank you, Ange K, for the support. It was a fantastic meeting you. I asked her if it was okay to mention her and our visit, but it was so cool to go out, across the country and have somebody that randomly, watches your show and stuff like that. And so we hung out with her for the day, and she treated us to lunch. So thank you, Ange, for everything you do and the support that you've been and all the words of advice you gave for us and stuff like that. And it was really fun hanging out with you today. And like I said, I believe you told me it was okay to mention that. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That's really cool.
I think I missed one or two. I'm sorry, I didn't see them. I think it's Bianca. Bianca dropped a super chat over here. Thank you very much, Bianca. I think it's on my side. It looks like
it is. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Bianca. Miss Bianca's so awesome. I love her to death.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers to Bianca. Thank you so much. Excellent. Thank you. So, anyways, I guess I'm done with my rant because here's the thing. It's kind of funny because some people, as you know, and I'm certain now that the guy was mostly joking. It was sarcasm with the whole, like, I can't believe I'm so disappointed in you that you don't even want to come to your own show, and I'm like, dude, I'm literally out boots on the ground in multiple cases. But I will say this, that because I'm out here on the cases, doing some footage and kind of talking to some locals and getting the stories, I'm falling behind on things a little bit. I'm actually looking forward to getting home and going to work. So anyway, so you guys need to fill me in. I know that there's some newish stuff on the Guthrie thing, and while it's not a case that I technically follow, as I've been told, I cannot not talk about it. It's like the thing everybody wants to talk about right now. So why don't you guys, fill me in a little bit on what's new in the Guthrie thing? I know you talked a little bit backstage, but fill me in and tell me what's going on there.
It looks like they have some DNA, probably from the glove they found in the house that the sheriff held close to his vest and didn't even tell the FBI was there that they found. So very interesting. I also heard that there was maybe like a SWAT raid today of some sort, but I've been live since I got off work, so I haven't seen it. That was the title of JLR's last live, so I don't know.
I got to tell you, the same thing happened in... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, there's another video. We got a Defense Rest gave a donation.
Yep, we have
awesome. Thank you.
She says, welcome Taya in the chat. Thanks for joining. Yeah, welcome Taya.
Welcome, Taya.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you for the
Taya.
There's a video.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, there was a video they had. It's a short video they put out yesterday. I don't know, it's a video, like, whatever. It's a few seconds. It shows a guy kind of wearing the same outfit, but he doesn't have a gun. He doesn't have a gun on the front. The guy doesn't. There's no mask. It does look like there's some kind of heavy object in his jacket. What's suspicious about this guy is that he has two backpacks. One of them kind of looks similar to. I didn't, myself. I didn't do like a deep analysis, like matching. I know, so I'm not sure exactly if the backpack matches perfectly to the one that's in the other video that the FBI released. But it's also, I think it's about 5 miles away that this video, and it's in color, and it kind of shows this guy like he's holding two backpacks, and he goes over near a fence, puts the backpack kind of over. It looks like he's seeing like if he could open the fence or whatnot, and then he walks away. So it's suspicious. Like, what are the chances of a guy 5 miles away in the same night, kind of wearing somewhat similar clothes, and has the backpacks and all the stuff? But that's really all.
Well, and here's the thing. My mind's a mess because, as typical, somebody talks and I got 10 things now that I just came up with, I just thought of. One of which I was going to comment when Logan was on about the whole sheriff department not talking to the FBI thing. It's so common that local law enforcement and the FBI get in a dick swinging contest to see who's going to break the case first and get all the credit for it. And it's common for them to not work with each other. The same thing happened in the Luigi Mangione case when Tish was trying to get everybody in NYPD to catch the guy before the FBI did and beat them to the punch, and it was a race against the FBI instead of working together. Because, and here's the thing, I almost can't blame them, because sure shitting, both agencies are going to try to take full credit when they do get caught. And so if they're working together, they will try to jump the thing and hold a press conference and say, yep, we got him. And so they get tired of each other fucking each other. So then they just like, well, I'm not going to tell you shit because you're just going to take credit for it and be the first person to get the press release out. So it becomes this horrible shit show, stovepiped, not working together. And from what I understand, this particular sheriff has a habit of not playing well with others, if you will, and holding things close to the vest so that they can take the credit. And I don't know. It just, I listened to that and I thought, same old thing with these agencies not working together because they want to take credit for the big arrest, the big catch kind of thing.
So I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say.
I was just going to say, and then they wonder why people get so frustrated with them. It's
right.
because they want the truth, they want justice, and they're out there having these pissing contests, and it's just not, it's not right.
Yeah, exactly. The average person doesn't give a shit who got the credit for it, but that's what it oftentimes comes down with, and instead of working together. I wanted to say before I get too far past it, though, about the defense rest that came up again. Jody, working from Australia, she's been helping me get a lot of paperwork together and notes together, stories together of Letcher County. Huge boon. Thank you for everything that you do. Again, Taya and Brandy, who come on our show and talk to us, and share some of their stories, and the other people that we've started to talk to in the area. We want you to be 100% safe. We're working on the case. I just want you to know some of the stuff I won't again tell publicly until we get it settled officially. So, but I just want everybody to know who are waiting to see, why aren't we talking about it? We are in the works. We're in the works on things right now. So just want to let you know, for anybody who's reached out to us with stories and names, we've got the names down. We're doing the research. My wife and I have been doing research. We've got letters in the works for public records requests. Everything's moving forward, and I will update you when we get official responses. But they're gonna deny us for a while. I can tell you that. They're gonna give us some rejections, and then we have to fight back, and it's a process. But we're working on it. So thank you so much for everybody who's come forward in Letcher County to tell their stories, and even if it's rumors, we're listening to everything in that county to try to get the pieces together on that. So thank you for everything you guys do. All right, I'm done ranting.
Just a heads up I checked 3 different channels. I guess there was a person of interest SWAT police raid.
Oh God, here we go again.
So yeah, there's 3 different channels that are rocking it right now. So if it comes out to be anything, who knows? Just so you guys know, that's what's going on there as far as it goes with Nancy.
Yeah, and the other guy that they showed the video of, it was a different backpack, the bigger backpack.
Yeah.
I watched the video numerous times, and I guess it was kind of proven at this point. But I first thing I thought of is just a homeless dude looking for a place to lay down.
Right.
Out of
That's what
view.
they were saying. Right.
Yeah, he was totally skinny. He didn't look
his stature,
like the build of the other person, and the backpack, the bigger backpack they had, was definitely not the same one.
But is that the same person that they're not? It's not the same person that they've made an arrest on now, right?
No. That's Carlos Valenzuela. That was in Rio Ricos. It's like an hour away from this area. That's another guy. The one Joe's talking about was a guy that was, I think it was like 5 miles or something, 6.5 miles up the road. So yeah.
I mean, the media will show stuff just to have something to show. You know, they'll be like, oh, look at this ring cam video, surveillance video of this guy. I told you, they got to keep you glued to the screen, and they'll show you every little thing.
I think my biggest curiosity with this right now is why the sheriff is doing what he's doing. I've had questions about that from the beginning. You know, what he did with the crime scene, how he reacted to that stuff, everything that he's done. The guy has made some bad decisions. It is what it is. But like, at this point,
he shouldn't even. I mean, I don't know how you could be a sheriff.
Right.
A sheriff, and I mean that
The
I
fact
mean,
that he was gonna, and here's the thing that gets me
someone
with
brand new, someone even brand new should know not to do that.
right, and then he's fighting like you guys were talking about it earlier. He's fighting with the FBI, taking this glove and was going to send it off to a private lab. To why? Like, what are you doing? That why are you trying to keep things secret, especially from the FBI of all people? Like, it's just I've never seen shit like this. These people are insane anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said last night, guys, it'd be real nice to just see a case that's black and white, cut and dry, and we can't get that anymore.
It's like not possible.
One more
No.
example.
It's funny you said that, Dago, because when you say, I've never seen a case like this, I feel like we're going to not be able to say that for much longer because every case is starting to get like this. Every case is starting to get secrecy, lies, hiding things from the public, not giving us half-truths. It's not going to be something you can say anymore. I've never seen anything like this. It's becoming par for the course to mislead the public, to not tell people everything, to hide things, to hide, and to... Yeah, it's becoming par for the course.
Like we talked last night, it's just going to get worse too because of the things that are being passed through legislation. Other situations, it's going to keep changing and changing and changing until it's just this is what life is, and you either accept it or you buck it. And
so Lee, I had a question for you. So now that I know you're busy, but if you had some time to think, what do you think the families in Idaho 4 do you based like for what this response was kind of from WSU, do you think the families are going to pull their lawsuit and then maybe regroup and just, I mean, they could still, right? They can try to come up with something to go after MPD or I guess, or something else. What do you think?
I think I'm trying to think of who said it. Was it Dago or JJ? I think it was one of those guys on our panel that said it. And here's what I think. As soon as I said it, I was like, that's exactly how it's going to happen. And my prediction is this. They're going to go through with the lawsuit. If WSU is successful in countersuing the families for defending something that wasn't their fault and maybe there was more discovery that comes out that says it was more than one person and they countersue the families, then the families are going to have to go after MPD and the state of Idaho for lying to them about what happened because they're going to have to get compensated for the fact that they've lost their ass. So I almost feel like this is a domino effect. The family will go through. They may potentially lose. They may get countersued for big money, and that's going to force the families to sue MPD themselves and the prosecutor's office, like Utah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson's office, and the state of Idaho for lying to the families about what happened, so that they stuck themselves out in a financial risk, and now they have to eat shit. So it may be a domino effect that's going to take years to play out. Is what I'm thinking.
That could be.
Good point.
Yep.
And I think it was one of you guys that said it. I can't remember who it was. I mean, you can speak up if you remember saying that to me, but one of you guys said that, and I was like, oh shit, that's probably right. They're going to have to go after MPD eventually, but that's only after if they lose and get countersued for, again, because what WSU said is, if we have to fight this, it's going to cost us lots of money, and if we do, we're coming after you for that money.
Yeah, I brought that up last night.
Yeah.
And also there's a lot of, if you think about it, there would be motivation to keep the attention, right? So if you believe what I believe, that there was some kind of an operation involved with agencies in Idaho 4, on what level, we probably will never know unless there's a whistleblower. They want to keep the public engaged. They want to keep the public, because then they have more opportunity to push agendas like what we discussed yesterday. What Olivia Gonzalez, the bill regarding releasing crime scene photos and things like that. The more the public is paying attention, the more they can manufacture consent for different things like that. Right. So you got to keep it going. You got to keep the story going, keep it in the media in one way, shape, or form. I mean, why is that case still in the media? Think about it.
Yeah.
Right. When James Holmes was convicted, that was it. He went away, and occasionally you'd hear like an appeals update or, he was moved to a mental health permanent facility or whatever. But you never heard anything else following up on that case.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to tell you, by the way, again, my mind's going a million miles an hour. In the car when we were driving around, we listened to another audio chapter or two of the book Framed by John Grisham. And again, it sickens me to listen to them say the prosecution knew they were prosecuting the wrong person, but to cover up their incompetency in the investigation, they went full in to purposely railroad people that didn't do it. And some of those people are still in prison to this day for murders that they know they didn't commit. And they proved the prosecutors know the people they put away didn't do it, and they don't give a fuck. They just literally want to protect their arrest, and so they know that the people didn't do it. 3 people are sitting in jail for something they know damn well they didn't do, but they went balls in on. Well, we're gonna fucking it was the most ridiculous thing they sold to the jury.
Yeah.
It happens over and over and over again. Once they've decided who they want to arrest and prosecute, it doesn't matter what the truth is. They're all in on who they decided to go in on because they're not going to admit they made a mistake. And I feel like it's the same thing that happened in Idaho. They made a decision at some point. It was Brian Koberger, and it was fucking all in. And it doesn't matter what the truth is. It was all in on Brian Koberger.
No. Yep. Thank you for the
Thank
gift,
you,
Amanda.
Bianca, for the 5 gifted. Oh.
Cheers for the gifts.
Awesome.
Cheers.
So it's terrifying. By the way, I want to tell you another thing about I know we're all over the place, but tis the night. Going back to Letcher County for a minute. So drives me nuts. The plea deals, right? The plea deals. So going back to Brian Koberger, we're related to that. So I get some information about a person and how I was told about it. This is why it didn't smell right. So I had to do some research. I was told a person was convicted for murder and is back out. And as soon as they got out of prison, they fled the state and won't come back. And I thought, well, how do you get convicted for murder and you're already out of the state and back out of prison kind of thing?
Right.
Well, here's the thing. The person actually was accepted a plea agreement, pleading guilty for participation in a murder that they claim that they didn't do, but they took the plea deal because it allowed them to only serve like 10 years and go free rather than spending the rest of their life in jail. So, and here's the thing about that, because it was a plea deal, all details about what happened are completely out of the public eye. Sorry, no trial. You don't get to, all you get to know is somebody pled guilty to it, and that means they did it. Hey, look, she fucking pled guilty to it. And she maintains, I didn't do that fucking thing, but I had no choice. They were going to put me away for the rest of my life. So I pled guilty. I served my 10 years, and I'll never fucking go back to that state because if they get a hold of me, they're going to put me right back in jail for something else and keep me there for the rest of my life. And those people out there who are still like, people don't plead guilty to things they didn't do, apparently fucking just do not understand how our system is rigged. It's rigged to not go to trial. And then again, I'm now having to fight to try to get records of what the initial probable cause was to arrest her in the first place and what the conditions of the plea were to get any idea what actually happened. I know only some basics about who was murdered and when they were murdered, but I don't know the details because there was no trial. So you don't get to know the details.
Very good point, sir. Very good point.
We got a mess. I mean, I feel like one of the missions that we should have is try to figure out how we can fight for some judicial reform. We need some reform in this country. Our system is broken.
I agree.
Our entire system is broken.
Well, the problem. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Robert. Go ahead.
Oh no, the only other thing I was gonna say was, and you know, to the whole intelligence issue, you know, I guess no, I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I'm sorry for those who did, but I guess there was a commercial in there from Ring Doorbell, something about, and you guys might have to help fill me in, something about your Ring doorbell camera, I mean, could potentially connect with your neighbors and stuff to help combat crime.
Yeah, it's Amazon.
Amazon.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I knew it was one of them. Okay.
I talked about it last night, but I forgot what the thing was that Amazon was pushing.
I thought it was Ring. I thought it was a Ring camera.
Because Amazon, I thought now was launching camera.
Well, they already own Amazon. They already own Ring.
Yeah, so
okay. So Amazon owns Ring. Oh.
But they're pushing now to have this new type of network Like it's essentially a surveillance network.
Mhm.
And DA, to your point, you can't have judicial reform when the government is totally corrupt.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Like that's small potatoes compared to the corruption at the highest levels. And so it's just, I mean, I feel, and I've said it a million times, and every chance I will continue to say, we're never going to fix any of these problems as long as the country is divided. It's not, because they use that division to have one side or another oppose whatever the reform might be. So they use the manipulation to keep, because you only need a critical mass, right, to support a particular agenda, right? You can't
Yeah.
combat corruption if you can convince a large chunk of the population that this is good and this is the way things should be.
Mhm.
So I feel you on that, dude. Reading books like Framed and many various true crime books.
Yeah, and if the people who hold the power have involvement, you
Yeah.
know, they're
Well,
able
now,
to dissipate.
Yeah.
I will say though, this comment here, that was the other reason I mentioned it,
Oh,
was because
okay,
there has been a lot of pushback about it, apparently.
right.
So, Amanda is saying now that they actually scrapped the partnership.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
got some
Maybe more
like
blowback
people are
from
there's
the
waking up.
Really?
yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, I
Wow.
mean, if you saw, if you guys knew the level of corruption that we have going on in NYPD, you would like fall off your chair.
Well, I'm not
It-
surprised.
it-
Not with NYC.
it's
Yeah.
insane. It's
Yeah.
It's too big of a department with too
it's
many different.
ridiculous.
Yeah, too many
It's
different units.
ridiculous.
There's got to be a
But it's
lot.
only like it's almost like a microcosm of like the bigger of what goes on. So there's a whole big thing going on now that apparently so he's not mayor anymore, Mayor Adams, and some of the higher echelon of the department, some who are not there anymore, retired or left or whatnot, were working on some kind of video surveillance contracts with the bodegas
Mm-hmm.
that it was a voluntary program, and what would happen would be that the NYPD would have direct access to these cameras, and the whole point would be so that they could get, if there's a problem, they would be able to get access to video faster and quicker and bring up charges and make arrests quicker. But if you think about it, like what possibly, but why? Like most of these stores and bodegas, they already have cameras. Like,
well,
you can
they're
get the
building
video
a
so
control.
quick already.
The reason they're doing it, it's Whitney Webb talks about it a lot. Other people do as well. They're building, and they have been building, a control grid. Like you've all heard of the smart cities. Right?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. So if you have a control grid, if they're going to push certain agendas that align with this smart city, which you can be sure New York will be right up at the top of places they want to make a smart city.
Yeah.
If you can build a control grid, then anybody that violates these regulations that will undoubtedly be implemented in these quote unquote smart cities, you can build more capability to control what people do, for both for fear. People don't want to get in trouble for doing this, that, and the other. And if you don't think it aligns with true crime, you're not thinking the big picture, right? Why does Othram Labs want to be in every police force around the country? Why is the media now pushing these surveillance related technologies, right? It's all been, I would have never known about this stuff if I didn't listen to people like Whitney Webb and Michael Benz. These are
Right.
decades old agendas that have been in place. And anybody who goes down the rabbit holes has heard of the technate, right? They want to build a technocracy that aligns with these smart cities and all this other stuff. And so that is what I think a lot of these high profile crime cases will be used to do as well.
Well, they
Before-
could be. I mean, but
Yeah.
you talked about Othram. I guess now they're involved with the Guthrie case now. Is that what I
They're
hear?
going. If
With
they're
that
not, I heard it.
that
I heard
glove?
they were.
They're talking about sending stuff to them now. I'm
Hey,
surprised Stacy Chapin.
Othram's big thing is they want to be able to move into catching criminals in real time, right? They've traditionally
Right.
gone to the cold cases thing, but their big marketing push is we can now catch criminals in real time. So that's their big push. They want to get in high profile cases and prove that DNA can catch people in real time, and that's their big thing. I have a
That's
long-winded, not super long-winded, but I wanted to talk about your phone contracts and your Roombas, but I want to make sure that other people have a chance to talk before I go on to another topic. You guys got anything? I know Logan's been quiet for a while and Robin mostly until just this moment, but do you guys have any other thoughts before I go fucking put us on another side
No.
tangent?
Nope, go ahead. Oh,
So-
thank you, Angelina.
Nice.
Angelina says, JJ,
Um,
do you follow Ivan Ranklin?
I haven't. I've heard the name. I'm not sure. I'd like to hear more about it though.
So here's one of the things that I fundamentally have a problem, and I just want people to think about this when you talk about those technology and true crime and the intersection of them things. So we've gotten conditioned in America to accept 60, 70 page mice type contracts that are all one-sided. You want to use an iPhone? Here's 67 pages of the user agreement, which no one fucking reads. You click a box that says you agree to the terms, and it gives the company, Apple, all power in that relationship and you none. You waive all your rights. They can do whatever the fuck they want with your data. And the response is, if you don't like it, then don't use their product. But they know that they got such a good product that everybody wants to use the product. So everybody's willing to waive their rights to use their product. And it's just the way it works. We've gotten used to America signing gigantic legal documents that we have no idea what we're fucking signing and just signing away our rights because we want that iPhone. We want it so bad that we will fucking sign away all of our rights. And now they're using, and they have for a while, Roombas, for example, to map your house and take pictures of your house without a warrant. And then your user agreement tells them, if you read your mice type, that they can share that with law enforcement. So if law enforcement wants to come raid your house, they can get a hold of your Roomba if you've got one and get video from inside your house kind of thing without your consent because, well, you did consent to it. You signed this 67-page user agreement that said your Roomba will take pictures and for diagnostics and supporting services. And then the fine print of that is, and they can share that with law enforcement if it's legally allowed to do so. And next thing you know, you're signing away cameras and microphones in your house for them to surveil you when they want to and say, well, did you read page 757 of your user agreement? It was right there. You give us permission to do it. So,
well, that's the government is allowing that. See,
Right.
If we really lived in a country that valued freedom, which we don't, then that stuff would not be allowed. It would be considered unlawful. And people are, Amanda posted some stuff about smart cities. Everybody's heard of the World Economic Forum. You'll own nothing and be happy, right? Well, one of the agendas of the World Economic Forum is essentially a surveillance state, right? And here's the normie take on it. Well, if you're not doing anything wrong, you don't have to. What do I care? I'm not worried about that. But what they don't understand and what's happening right now is people are manufacturing consent for this technology by them just going, what do I care? I'm not doing anything wrong. And it's that slippery slope scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't care. No, they're not going to take advantage of this stuff. But most people don't look at history and why these things are dangerous.
And I want to take it to a level of absurdity because the mentality of if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't have to worry about it. My response is always wanting to say to that kind of person, So if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and put a camera in the bedroom watching you and your wife have sex, because technically you're not doing anything wrong. And if you got nothing to fucking hide, then why can't I watch it? I mean, you're not doing anything wrong, right? So why can't I watch it? Like, they know on some fundamental level the answer of, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't have to worry about it. Really? So let me hook up your bedroom with a camera. Let me put a camera in your bathroom and watch you take a crap. Like, do you mind me doing that? You're not doing anything wrong, right? So if you're not doing anything wrong, why should you care whether I'm watching it? Like,
Right.
how about an
It's the
expectation
principle of
privacy?
living in your own home and having to feel like somebody's literally watching you inside your own home. That's the problem.
Right. And courts have always traditionally viewed your home as your castle, and you can't put cameras and microphones in people's. But again, we're getting conditioned to accept user agreements that put cameras and microphones in our homes and just get used to being surveilled. And it's always been a protected place in the courts, but it's being eroded, in my opinion. I hate to get all philosophical and long-winded, but you're right, JJ, in the sense that this is breaching into true crime, because now when they want to stop a criminal, they're going to get people's manufactured consent, if you want to say it, or your implied consent, because you're using technology. You want an iPhone, right? Well, that gives us the right to use your phone and turn it on and see what's going on in your house, so we can make sure the bad guy's not holding you captive. Hey, what's for your own safety? We can just turn it on and make sure you're safe. Make sure, like, they'll just bend the rules until you can do whatever the fuck they want and get around warrants and all that shit.
Well, Wi-Fi, the new, apparently,
Right.
I've heard that the new Wi-Fi that they're developing scans your home. So it scans it get by using like almost like a sonar type of thing. It scans so they can get a complete breakdown of the layout of where you live, who's in it, where people are located, where your pets are, where your furniture is, and all that. I've heard that is, I'm sure it's already developed, but how long? I'm sure it's probably already in effect. But
I'm sure, 100%, JJ. They're always like light years ahead of anything they release before they release it. You know that.
And for anybody, I don't think we have too many what I would call normies in the den and with the meatballs and the believers. I think people are a little more because of the way we all approach things. But a lot of people don't really pay attention to the bigger picture of what's going on. They don't listen to Whitney Webb, and they don't read her books, and they don't listen to people like Michael Benz, and they don't know that the intelligence agencies do their business through front companies and NGOs, right? Because that way they have plausible deniability. And a lot of these organizations now, if you search AI and you say, is Othram Labs connected to U.S. intelligence, they'll tell you no, there are no direct connections to right. But if you understand the way things have always worked, then that to me would be something that I would immediately say Othram is probably connected to U.S. intelligence, right?
Sure. Right.
Yeah. And so a lot of the way that I approach things, including true crime cases, but generally the high profile ones, is that there's a reason why we're being fed certain information. And the biggest giveaway that any, attentive person can see is when the entire mainstream media is in lockstep about a narrative about a true crime case. If you're not asking, how is that possible? It's not even statistically possible that every organization is going to have the exact same spin on a particular event or case. It's not possible. And so that right there should be enough to tell people that there's a bigger picture. There's much more to play.
Definitely.
Well, but what you also have to remember is don't count the people out, because Amazon canceled their contract with what's it called?
Ring.
Yeah, well, no, it's the company
Or Blank.
Flock Safety.
Oh yeah,
Flock Safety.
Right. Sorry.
They as a result of the pushback from everyone over this commercial. So if we stand up and say things loud enough, and when we threaten them with dollars, with withholding our dollars, that's when they start to take notice.
Right. Like if everybody were to say, for example, well, don't have an Alexa, in your house because it's just eyes and ears
Right.
for the government, and everybody stops buying their product, they're going to be like, hey, we need to fucking kick that deal out and make it known publicly that we don't put up with that shit. So yeah, you got to hurt them with the dollar and say, well, we're taking it. The problem is that for a lot of things, again, iPhone is a perfect example. So many people just love an iPhone and have to have the newest and latest, greatest iPhone that they don't care anymore that they're signing one-sided contracts. The people have to get smart enough to say, I don't want that phone so fucking bad that I'm giving up my civil liberties to have your phone. So if people don't wake up to that point, they're just going to keep doing it. So as long as they have a cool enough product that they're willing to give up your rights and your freedoms for that product, then they're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Well, Robin, you nailed it. People complaining, I don't believe does anything. It's when their wallet gets impacted.
When they're voting with the pocketbook, yeah.
That's it. It's because I've been saying this for years online that sociopaths don't stop being sociopaths because people complain about it. Right?
No.
They're going to do what they're going to do no matter what. And so, right? So I would interact with these big content creators on X, and they have this huge following and they're always posting all this stuff. And I had reached out to them saying, what we need to do is organize. We need to get people boycotting these companies. And none of them want to get involved. They just want to get their follower count up and they want to get their get monetized and things like that. But complaining online is not going to change it without any other things being done.
Right.
I feel like I have a point I want to make, and I hope I can make this. Somebody was pointing out, why is it, for example, I mean, we have a lot of people in this country that are kidnapped, for example, but Nancy Guthrie gets kidnapped and all of a sudden everybody in their fucking nation's talking about it, the whole world's talking about it. Why is she more important than everybody else? Why is it that if you're of a certain affluent status that everybody will talk about it, but nobody gives a shit whether or not your sister was abducted or whatever. So it's a catch-22 because the question becomes, are we doing a disservice by jumping on the high profile ones, or do you use the high profile ones to say, look, if this is happening in this high profile case where everybody in the world's watching, imagine what's happening when you don't have the entire world watching. It should be a wake-up call that if this is going to happen right under your face in the biggest cases on the news, how often is this happening to the little guy and they have no chance of fighting this?
Exactly.
And that's what people need to understand. True crime, yes, there's the entertainment aspect of it, and it depends on what kind of channel you are or whatever. But true crime is called true for a reason. It's because it's something that's actually it's happening. And if we can just get people to pay more attention to not so much the sensationalism aspect of it, but the actual work that is out there to be done, and to reveal the truth.
Right.
And again, we don't know that this is going to go this way, but if it comes out later on, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, whenever, that Brian Koberger got railroaded into a plea deal, if it turns out that way, then we need to beat the drum to say, and that was with the entire fucking world watching. How many people you didn't see accepted a plea deal just like that when the entire world wasn't watching and they had no fucking chance? That's what people need to understand. When all eyes are on it and they still do that fuckery and they still lie and they still withhold information and they do Brady violations and they don't tell the defense the whole thing and the entire world's watching and that's what they do when everybody's watching, what are they doing to the poor schmuck who doesn't have a national case?
Right. Exactly.
And your point right there. Right. Look, Idaho 4. I mean, obviously it's worldwide. We're people still, even, all this stuff comes out. Everyone wants to hear what we think of these lawsuits and different things coming out and the crime scene photos. Is there going to be an appeal or not? Makes, how many, exactly to your point, how many cases, I mean, how long has Bill Thompson been in his spot? 20 years or something?
30 plus
30 years.
Yeah.
30.
I mean,
Yep.
He's got, he was going to have. I mean, we know Molly, right? Was his star witness that was, that was going to say, oh, she saw BK and all that. I mean, how many times has he been involved and done shady, crazy stuff? I mean, I remember
knowing that 30 plus years, he's only taken two cases to trial.
Well,
there's your problem right there.
When you had the custody queens on, right? And I know they pretty much they do DV. Their specialty, right, is DV, domestic violence stuff. And what was
family
Kristen?
Law.
I think it was. I think it was. Family law. I think it was Kristen who said, like, going to court and all that. It's really a game. It's who can play the better game. That's really what it is. It's winning. Who can win the game?
Well, you guys, you're talking about, Bill Thompson. You guys remember the movie A Few Good Men?
Of course.
Yeah.
Right? They bring Tom Cruise in, and at one point in the movie, Tom Cruise says, you can't handle the truth, guys. Tom Cruise says, why would you bring in an attorney with a track record of plea deals for this case? Right. So a lot of times that's the game. That's the play. Yeah. The play is to get a plea deal because they don't want it to go to trial, because they don't want the information of what really happened to come out.
Right.
So
they don't want to show that they broke the law to get the bad guy. So if you don't have a trial, you don't have to admit you broke the law to get the bad guy.
Right.
Right. And a lot of people in the chat are dropping some good knowledge in there. And what I would say is the Epstein case, right? That's a true crime case, right? But it has bigger implications. Ian Carroll developed a software so that people can research the Epstein files. He specifically developed this software program for that. So you could effectively search the Epstein files. And I signed up for a trial run. He's basically initially releasing like a trial version of it. It's very expensive because it uses like the best AI to do it. And at some point, like they'll have to be like levels that you can pay for, which I'm okay with that, because this guy puts in insane amounts of time into his work. If anybody follows him, I don't agree with everything Ian says, but I mean, I think that's pretty ballsy for a citizen to put his time into developing software so that people can do their own research, which we know that the powers that be despise citizens doing their own research. So I think just for that alone, if you don't follow Ian Carroll, I think you should. And like I said, I don't agree with everything that anyone says. There's people that I like that I don't agree with everything they say, but I do support people that put their money where their mouth is and actually are doing big things to try to make a difference.
Right. Bronx, Jesus. Logan, I put that link in chat for you. You said you were asking for. I think you're muted, by the way.
Which one?
Remember, I think it was Translucent had made that. Yeah.
I just watched it too. That's crazy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had it. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, no problem.
So let's see what else. I was going to ask you guys just a couple of roundtable questions. You don't have to explain yourself. So if you don't know the case real well and you want to give a simple answer, do that. But I'm going to go around the horn and ask a couple of questions about predictions of outcomes in the cases we follow. I'm going to start with Luigi Mangione. So Luigi Mangione now has murder charges taken off the table, first-degree murder charges, and the biggest murder charges that carry the death penalty in the federal case. But it's a simple question, and you don't have to explain yourself if you don't want to, or you can if you do. Starting with Robin, do you believe Luigi Mangione will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole?
No.
Okay, and if you don't want to explain anymore, that you don't have to. And if you do, chime in. One. Do you believe that he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail without the possibility of parole, or do you think it's going to be something else?
Yeah, I think they're going to get him in the federal case.
Yeah.
I think the
How about you,
state.
Dave?
I think the state. I mean, I guess it's going to take place in New York. New York. He may. So I don't know. Somehow get by the New York case. The Pennsylvania case, if that ever comes up, I mean, he has some really good lawyers. I think the Pennsylvania thing may eventually get thrown out. It's tough. I think they're going to get him in the federal.
Okay, Diego, do you think he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison?
I don't. I think he may spend some time in prison, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be the rest of his life.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Logan? Do you have any opinions, or do you have some more follow on that, Diego? For you?
I mean, not. I mean, I just, with the way things have unfolded with us so far, I think, like I said, I think he's going to do some time because I think he would have to no matter what. But I don't think it'll be the rest of his life. It's just, and I can't really get in depth into it.
Sure.
It's just basically about, we've seen the way things have unfolded at this point.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a temperature for some of the big questions. I want to see where you guys kind of think. We don't have to explain it if you want to, but I'm kind of just curious. Logan, do you have any feelings about whether Luigi is going to spend the rest of his life in prison or not?
No, I don't think he will.
Okay. How about JJ?
CIA guys don't spend their life in prison.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
The CIA doesn't, you're a good soldier for the CIA. You don't spend your life in prison.
It takes one to know one.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. For the record, I don't think Luigi Mangione is going to spend the rest of his life in prison as well. For the record, for that, let me ask you another question going around the horn. Will Richard Allen win the right to have a retrial on his appeal? Yes or no? Robin?
Yes. Yes, I believe so. I believe people's eyes will be open to the outright atrocities that were committed against that man, and I believe that his team will be able to illustrate that, and I think he will get a new trial. That's what I think.
How about you, 1-1? How are your feelings on
I think
Richard Allen winning his right to appeal?
I think he'll get a new trial once the evidence is pushed there that shows how his confession was under duress and all that, which it obviously was. I definitely think he's going to get a new trial.
Yeah. What about you, Dago? You think he's gonna win a right to a new retrial?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
There's too much bullshit that's underlying with this, that at some point it's gonna come out. It's gonna all come out, in my opinion, and they're gonna definitely give him a new trial. And at that point, I believe he's gonna be. This is again my opinion, and I kind of think it's wishful thinking too, but I think he'll be completely cleared on this and be able to go on with his life. The problem is are we ever going to see the true perpetrators?
Right. That's the other part of the equation we were having asked.
Right.
What about you, Logan? Do you think Richard Allen will win a retrial or his appeal?
I'm not sure. I'm torn on it because I want him to, but I'm not sure that in this case that they will let it come out the truth. I don't think they'll let the truth come out, and I think that he was too easy of a scapegoat to not let the real truth come out, and the powers that be don't want that truth to come out. So I want him to. I'm just not sure that this go around it'll happen.
And it's funny because it's not. I'm not busting your proverbial nuts about this, but what you're being is you're taking a cynical approach, right? Which is to say he probably should win it, but I don't think they'll let him because it this means too much for the state to admit and let him have a retrial.
If I can, I thought that way too, but I feel like there's been so much noise made about it that I almost feel like that they may step back and say, you know what? we can't keep this going like this. Something bad's going to happen if we let it keep going that way. So in turn, they're going to allow for something in that point. That's my thought on it. That's why I think the way I do.
Yeah. JJ, do you have any feelings about whether or not Richard Allen is going to win the right to have a retrial or win some form of post-conviction relief through that appeal?
Yes, he will.
Nice. All right. And I as well am believing that something will shake out for him, either a total retrial or a dismissal of something as well. That's my gut instinct. Let me ask you a few more cases real quick. Idaho 4, Robin. Will it come out? Will it come out that Brian Koberger didn't act alone or didn't even do it, and possibly have some kind of post-conviction relief where he won't spend the rest of his life in prison?
I am putting it out there in the universe. Universe, please hear me. Yes, it will come out, especially if WSU, and I hope they're listening to me, doesn't back down and sticks to their guns, and this thing goes into court and they start hauling people's asses in there and they are forced to tell the truth. That's what it's going to take. And I hope that their insurance company, their tort insurance
Right.
company's like, you're going to court because we ain't paying this. So
Right. Yeah.
that's what I
You were
hope.
calling it. Yeah. And it's funny because I probably worded it too ambiguous, but I'll try to clarify it. So one again, do you think that it's possible that it's going to come out that Brian Koberger didn't act alone or didn't even do it at all, and that's going to change something for Brian Koberger's situation? I guess that's the better way to word it.
Yeah, I definitely think something big is coming out down the line. But as JJ always said, you know, there may be too much noise and pushback, but if you know, they have so much stuff hidden behind national security and whatnot, they may try to spin the narrative to something else. But I don't think they're going to. There's going to have to be something that gives. So we still might not get the full. We're probably still not going to get the full truth. Like I know everyone out there is like, oh, BK is going to appeal now, and we're going to get all the answers and everything. I don't think we're going to get the full answers. I don't, but I do. They're just going to somehow try to spin the story into something else that they couldn't tell us the full truth because something else was going on and whatnot. But we will see. Something will happen with BK, but I don't think we're going to get the full truth.
Yeah. What about you, Diego? Do you think it's going to come out that the story that they told us and the plea deal that they told us isn't accurate and it's going to be changed in somehow?
Absolutely, 100%. Because, and I'm only saying that at this point because how many times have we seen the story change already? Knowing what we know is pumping up the hill right now. There's not going to be a choice given. I think there's going to be discovery released and people are going to go, well, what's this, and this? They're going to start looking at the things that we've been seeing and then some. And now, do I think that, Brian will be completely cleared, free and clear? Like, you know, I think that's going to be a job. That's going to be a fight. Okay. But I think the other stuff is going to come to the surface, which is what's going to kick that off. And then it's still going to be a bit of a fight. But like I said, at some point, I think it's very, very plausible that Brian Koberger's name can be completely cleared of all charges at some point, which I think is what the whole plan is at this point now that I'm seeing things the way I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thought.
I think that they're going to say that somebody else took part in it. It's probably either going to be Mowich or Kopaka, but whatever is filed, as much as I want more than anything Brian Koberger to be proven that he didn't do it, not just people in a jury say, oh no, he didn't do it. I want it proven that he didn't do it, or whatever. But I don't think it's gonna work that way. I think it's gonna be so long if it ever happens.
Yeah.
But I want
JG, do you have any feelings about whether or not that it's officially going to come out that it didn't happen the way that they said it did?
This is a tough one. This case is a tough one because I think it's more convoluted than all the other cases. So it's harder for me to have a really strong feeling if I think there's going to be like an exoneration or another person is going to be arrested or other people, because of the fact that there's national security implications attached to the case, which in my opinion precludes any possibility of transparency. So if, in my opinion, the only thing I can say confidently is anything that happens will happen behind the scenes, and the public may never hear about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and for the record, I do feel like we're at a tipping point where I think that it's eventually going to come out that there was some people that they didn't do a proper investigation, or that they ruled people out that they shouldn't have ruled out, and that it's going to have to come out that it didn't happen the way they did. And what that means for Brian Koberger's post-conviction relief, I don't know. But again, fundamentally, I've said it before, I think it's a big thing to say that if you confess to something that you could not have done, that changes the plea deal entirely. So if it turns out that what he said he did, he couldn't have been done, it's going to vacate that, in my opinion. But I can't read what's on the screen. Because it's so small on my tiny phone.
Juror 13 says 2 teens tried as adults and sentenced to life without parole 20 years ago. The Scream murders, if proven, rehab should they get out of Idaho State Prison. Thank you for the gift, by the way, Juror 13.
Thank you. Yeah. There's a lot to unpack there in that question, but
that is a lot.
Yeah.
That's an interesting question, though. It is. Well, wait a minute. Are you referring, because the Scream murders was the Gainesville Ripper?
The two boys that snuck into their high school friend's house while she was babysitting and unalived her, and it was horrific and terrifying, and they bragged all about it before and after.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they should.
That was a crazy story. It truly is. I mean, and how long has it been now?
20 years.
20 years. Yeah.
Do you think, okay, that's a good question, because do you think, how old were they again, guys?
Probably 16, 17,
16.
18, somewhere in there.
Now, do you think after 20 years that teenagers, because we know teenagers' minds, we've all been teenager at one time in our life, do you think that something that, I remember that story now, could be rehabbed?
No.
Or do you think that as they get older, that adults become...
Not to
they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they knew absolutely.
Not to a crime. Not to a crime of that.
And
no.
The reason why I'm asking that question is because at that age, 15, 16 years old, males are definitely more immature. We know that much. But your mind is pretty much formed to that point. Like you said, Logan, they knew right from wrong. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Yeah, your mind is still right. You're not... females mature way before males, but still, I mean,
they knew what they were doing. So therefore, in turn, how do you rehab somebody at that point in life? You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
they know right from wrong by 16. To do a crime like that. I mean, that's not like like a crime of passion or other stuff like that. That's like just a horrendous.
They videotaped it.
As we all know, prison does not usually rehabilitate you. No. I'm sorry, Logan, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying prison doesn't generally rehabilitate most offenders. It just doesn't.
Makes them better criminals.
Yeah, I understand that they were young, but they were old enough to know what the heck they were doing. They planned it, they videotaped it, and then afterwards they laughed at how terrified she was before they took her life in a horrific way.
Absolutely.
Right. You have to have a certain mindset to be able to.
That's what I was
be capable of that, no matter what my age was.
You
gotta be mentally detached.
You have to have a certain And to what Robin said, I don't think, if your mind, you could say, oh, well, they weren't fully mature and they're sorry and everything. Yeah, but I don't think they should be part of society.
Well, and a lot of people brought that up with like the Menendez brothers when they were coming up for release and all that. Okay. A lot of people were saying, and we talked about it in my channel a couple of times, do you guys think that they're
A couple more quick questions I want to ask. Before Idaho 4, I believe hardly anybody ever heard the name Othram Labs. And then Othram Labs came out of nowhere, and now they were center focal point in Crime Con. How can we get Othram Labs into every police station in the country overnight, kind of thing? And there's already been talk about Othram Labs going to help out with the John Benet Ramsey case from the cold case. There's talk about Othram Labs getting involved in the Long Island serial killer case. There's talk about Othram Labs or something like that getting involved in the Nancy Guthrie case. Like, I guess this is my question. What is the likelihood Othram Labs is going to be again at center stage on a major case in 2026 and be center stage in the press as having broke a real either a cold case or a real time case, and that Othram is going to be the center of the news again this year?
Yeah,
Robin, what do you think?
100%. That's what's going to happen. They're going to be like the go-to, and that is dangerous.
Yep.
That is dangerous because what does that say about all of the other labs and everything out there?
Yeah.
People are every department out there is going to want to send everything to Othram. And at that point, then you have more of a systemic issue with transparency. I mean, it's there now. If they're the only ones, and if everything is national security, we're never going to see lab reports and stuff like that. I mean, they're already hiding them now.
Right.
Yeah. I agree, and if they get a reputation for all law enforcement does is have to say we want somebody for this, and they say yep, we can get somebody for you, and then they give them the information they need. It baffles the average person because they can't follow the science, and they just get told, hey, science doesn't lie, we got the guy, and that'll become the new way of solving cases is just do that. Anyways, what do you think? You know, it's kind of a funny question because I feel like nobody's going to say no, but do you think Othram Labs is going to be center stage again this year on some major case? 1-1.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Definitely.
Yeah. And Dago, yeah, this is probably just a quick around the horn, like you think as
100%.
well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They have to keep their they have to keep the momentum running. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Logan, do you have any other opinion on that? Or you think that's true as well? They're going to be front and stage this year on something.
Probably, as much as I dislike them. I mean, they don't even know where the swab came from in the Idaho 4 case. Like,
right. Yeah. JJ, I know what you think. But go ahead.
Of course. You know, and if you guys don't know, the #1 investor in Othram Labs is GigaFund, and that's who funds all of Tesla's projects. Right. So we don't know it now, but I predict with some digging, in the future, we'll learn that that's a CIA front investment or connected to it, right? It's not InQtel, but I think that they're going to be majorly on center stage in the next year. And I believe they will use that to try to encourage people everybody should just submit their DNA. That way we're helping society to be a safer place.
And that's what they're trying to send a picture of it.
Thank you, Bianca, for the $2. I couldn't read what her sticker, her super chat said though. Could you guys see it? I can't see it. No. Okay. But thank you for the $2 anyways, though. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Very much appreciated.
So, you know, again, as we're getting close to the wrapping up, because I tend to go about 2 hours, I want to give you guys an opportunity to talk about whatever you want to talk about for the last 15 minutes or so. But I do want to say this as well. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, I think, right? In the United States, 14th.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the day off with my wife and do something special for the day, and then Sunday I always take off anyway. So I'm not gonna be around for the next couple of days on my show. So you guys got and whether you guys want to run the show or take a night off yourself, you guys can decide that. I'm gonna be traveling. It's back to the homestead, and I'll be resuming my regular schedule with the show on Monday. But the next couple of days, I'm going to be pretty much out of the loop. So, any last minute questions you want to have now is the time to address those. What the hell are you doing, Rhonda? my wife's in the back room just losing her shit. I have no idea
can
what
hear
she's completely losing her shit. She's like, I'm going out with a different guy tomorrow for Valentine's. What are you talking about? Anyway, so,
Hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? Anything with the last 10 minutes or so? I'm terrified with my wife laughing in the background. Who knows what the hell's going on back there? Anyways,
There's quite a stir in the chat. I don't know if you guys have been
About
paying
what?
attention.
I probably all that stuff you were
I
just
don't
talking
know. I
about.
don't understand it. I
Maybe
have no
because it's
idea.
Friday the 13th. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that could be. Are you guys loopy because it's Friday the 13th?
Is there a full
That
moon
must be
tonight?
what it is.
Is there?
It is. Is it a full moon? That would be amazing, and I would have missed it.
It would be. It would be absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm probably not going to be here tomorrow because I'm right at the threshold of releasing my first YouTube video.
Yay!
And I
Nice.
still have some work to do. So
Okay.
if I can just take that time and just have a little breathing room to get everything done, that would be great.
Well,
You know,
then
and
maybe
it's not-
we want to just take the night off tomorrow night.
Yeah,
'Cause,
maybe.
I'm
What
sure
do you
some
got?
of us do have plans, you know.
Oh, you?
Hi,
Yeah, there's the wife.
Rhonda.
The wife. Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, there's the big boss. It's the big
So,
boss.
yeah. I feel like I'm being plotted on right now. I don't know what the hell's going on back here. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say, JJ, don't take it personal, but I will hunt you down and murder you if you decide that you get so big with your new channel that you don't have time for us anymore. Because, we want you to be here and hanging out with us. So just, nothing personal. But
I want to be
Exactly.
here too. Don't worry. I'm going to do my best to do as much as I can once I get everything up and running.
sounds
Good
good.
deal.
All right. Well, do you want to do close? And by the way, Robin, if we do close, you may have to put me on screen last for the final thing since I don't have control really. I'm just here as a guest. But
Yeah, I can do
my
that.
wife's still losing her shit back there. I don't know what's going on.
You've been
with-
here that long already? Damn, that went by quick.
Yeah.
It did go
Yeah.
by fast, but I mean, we're a little early, but it's, we can take a little longer to say goodnight, I guess. I don't know. Unless you have something, here's the thing. Do you guys have any other topic that we didn't touch on that you were hoping we would talk on tonight? Because we do have like a few minutes we could talk about.
I think we touched on a little bit of everything, actually.
Yeah, I think we did.
did.
Yeah.
We did.
For the most part, yeah.
All right, let's do Robin, how about you pick around the horn, just kind of give me the last say to say goodnight to everybody since I won't be around for a couple of days, but you can put everybody on stage for their final goodnight.
Okay. Let's go JJ, Logan, Dago, 1-1, me, and then you.
Okay.
JJ.
All right. Thank you to the advocates, as always. Thanks to the denizens, the meatballs, the believers, and all the mods. I always appreciate you guys very much. And you're very entertaining. You guys make me laugh a lot during the stream sometimes. And you drop some good bombs in the chat, so I appreciate it. Yeah, I just, as I always say, I'm thankful to be a part of this. And I appreciate the open-mindedness of people to think about things in a different way. I think that's, in my opinion, one of the most important things you can do is approach things with an open mind and free thinker's mentality. So I appreciate that. And like I said, I won't be here the next 2 days. But I'll be back on Monday, and I look forward to doing it again.
Thank you
Cheers.
very much.
And Logan.
Thank you, everybody, for being here as always and supporting all of us. I appreciate all you guys so much. Again, it's not a show if you guys aren't here, so we appreciate you. Thanks for the supers and the gifted and the memberships, especially from Bianca. I appreciate you guys so much. Do something nice for yourself today. Be kind, but more importantly, be kind to your animals.
Yes, I love it. Cheers. Thank you very much.
Sir Diego?
Yes. Great show as always. Great conversations as always. Thank you to all of these amazing moderators, all the amazing people in all three of these communities. These communities are all, well, it's all one community in my opinion now. But like I said, but thank you to all of you for being here, because without you guys, none of us would exist, and that's a fact. And I appreciate and love each and every one of you guys for supporting us the way you do. Again, if I can, real quick, just a real quick plug, guys. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is going to be the premiere of the Verdict Room Unfiltered with me, typically unique, Miss Bronx or Miss Logan here with Bronx Tales, the last 24, and our special guest will be booking with B. So I'm looking forward to that for tomorrow, and so I guess we'll have something to do. So either way. And for those of you that we don't see, I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day. Thank you again to 11 Mr. Lee, JJ, Logan, and Robin for being here with us tonight. I truly enjoy doing this every single night and being able to talk to all you amazing people every single night. So thank you all and have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
And cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks to everyone. Great discussion. Logan, JJ, Robin, Lee. Safe travels back home. Thanks to the denizens, the believers, turtles, meatballs. Thank you to our wonderful mods and all the people that help our channels in the background. You do not go unnoticed. Thank you to everyone joining the chat, whether you're part of the community or not. Subscribe. We have great content. Sunday we have a great show planned for Kurt Cobain again. We're still covering it.
Yes.
Robin will give a little more detail on that. And tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So, as you know, Logan says, be kind to your animals and all that. Make sure you are nice to your family and be grateful for those that you have still with you, because you don't know from day to day what's going to happen the next day. So while you're here, make sure you tell people that they're important and what they mean to you. And I will end with my daily movie quote.
Oh, yeah.
So Dago's been on fire.
You got to ban him so he gives somebody else a shot. There you go.
Every now and then, say, what the fuck? What the fuck gives you freedom? Freedom brings opportunity.
Risky business.
Risky business. Yeah, you bet. Risky business.
Good, very good.
What the fuck, Joel? What the fuck?
There you go.
Porsche.
I had no idea.
Substitute.
Right, no substitute. Yeah.
I absolutely hate Tom Cruise, so that's probably why I didn't know.
Me too.
That's
He's
awesome.
not my favorite either.
It wasn't his line. To be fair, it wasn't his line. So yeah.
Well, I try to avoid any movie that he's in too. So
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, thank you to each and every one of you for coming out as always. And we couldn't do what we do without you. And I'm rhyming. I'm a poet. And yes, I know.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So thanks for all the gifts, the super chats. And these conversations are so important. And it's really nice to have the space to be able to have these types of discussions, and that you all choose to come out each and every night and join us is it's really nothing short of amazing. So thank you, whether you're coming out to the lives, whether you're on the replay crew, whatever it is. And Yeah, Sunday we will definitely be doing Kurt Cobain. I am still a little up in the air as far as a potential special guest, but I'm gonna keep crossing my fingers there. So,
Yeah.
but thank you for everything you guys do, my panelists here, and of course Lee. You are the man out there, boots on the ground, and we're so glad that you were able to be here tonight. And you definitely deserve a couple nights off. You know, so I hope you guys have a wonderful time, whatever you're doing this weekend, and you stay safe out there. So
Yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, so I mean, I'm hopeful. I've got some good footage. I did some body cam, if you will, footage, some chest cam, GoPro type stuff, walking around both Letcher County and in Delphi, Indiana. I got some great drone footage. Flew all over that bridge. By the way, they've redone a major part of the Monon Bridge and made it safe to walk on a major part of the bridge, and then they've got it kind of blocked off, so it's very difficult to walk on the unsafe part of the old bridge. But you'll see that in the video footage that I'll show coming up pretty soon. Probably I'll have it available for Monday night show. To end with my thoughts, because I won't be here for a couple of days, I wanted to be a little philosophical and quote a philosopher, Eric Cartman, "Screw you guys, I'm going home." And have a great evening. Thank you so much.
Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Bye-bye
everyone.
now.
night night.
Bye-bye.